You know, all day we've been keeping track of this developing situation in Iraq and Iran from the KHOU 11 newsroom, on air and online. But so many people are wondering, how did we get into this precarious position with Iran? Let's take a look at the events that led up to last night's airstrike.
From the CIA orchestrating the ousting of Iran's prime minister in 1953 to President Trump's airstrike overnight, the two countries have had tricky relations for more than 65 years. More recently, in May of 2018, President Trump withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal, reimposing stricter sanctions against the country. A year later, in May and June, explosions hit 6 oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman, and the U.S. points the finger at Iran. On June 20th, Iranian forces shoot down a U.S. military drone over the Strait of Hormuz. Tensions continue to escalate between the two countries over a week of turmoil in Iraq. Sunday, December 29th, the U.S. military carried out airstrikes on 5 sites in Iraq and Syria, calling it retaliation for the death of an American contractor killed on an Iraqi military base in a rocket attack the week before. Iranian-backed terrorist group Hezbollah denied it was behind the attacks. Tuesday, December 31st, Iran-backed militias break into the American embassy compound in Baghdad, shouting "Death to America," forcing workers and diplomats to be holed up for more than 24 hours. There were no reports of casualties. Friday, January 3rd, Iranian General Qasem Soleimani and 7 others are killed in an early morning airstrike at the Baghdad International Airport, the supreme leader of Iran warning that, quote, harsh retaliation is waiting for the United States, and the U.S. Department of State is telling American citizens to leave Iraq immediately.